Are you someone that says, I just can't do makeup, and therefore you don't really try? Makeup application can be overwhelming. It's not only what to use, it's how to use it. So whether you're new to makeup or it's a long time since you've worn makeup and you're trying to get back into it, this is the video for you, because I'm going to show you how to do this very simple, very natural, very easy, almost no makeup look. But I'm going to show you using the minimal amount of multi-purpose products and also the simplest application techniques. So if you really want to have great makeup, you really need to have great skincare, and skin preparation is absolutely vital. This video is not about skin preparation under your makeup. I do have separate videos that will go through that. So the stage we're at the moment is we've thoroughly cleansed the skin, we've toned the skin, applied any serums that we're applying, we've got our moisture, and of course the all-important SPF. A key thing you need, first of all, is a makeup primer. These are great. They simply blur the skin, they blur the pores, they enable the foundation to settle, last longer on the skin. Don't avoid it. This one is the Flawless Beauty Primer by Pixie. So that is the amount that I've got for my makeup primer. What helps, warm it just between the fingertips. This is great under the eyes. And we're going to apply that all over the face. Eyelids, if you've warmed it slightly, it really goes a long way. This is great for hiding and blurring the fine lines, the open pores. It just gives you a much better and smoother skin texture. Once the primer's gone on, if you can, leave it a couple of minutes. It just needs to settle because it is slightly tacky on the skin. So I'm just going to sort of leave this for 2 minutes and come straight back. With our primer on and nice and settled, we're now going to move on to the base. Now, the one I'm using again is the Pixie range. This is On The Glow. They have 18 different shades in this range, and the reason why I love it is it's a really silky sort of balm foundation. It's not heavy, it doesn't cake, it's creamy, it's hydrating, it's nourishing. So the texture's beautiful and it doesn't settle in those fine lines and wrinkles, because of course we don't want that. They do 18 different shades. The one I've got here is Honey, but this is the applicator, which is also something, if you're new to makeup or you're just learning about makeup, or you're trying to get back into makeup after many years without it, this is a great way to apply it. It's a wind up. So the benefit I feel is that you're not having to squirt foundation onto your hand and get it into brushes or put it onto sponges, or you're using your fingers and getting it all over your face and you're washing your hands. This is something you can apply directly from the applicator. You can blend it in with a brush, with a sponge, or with your fingers. So you're left with those three options, whatever you find easiest for you. I'm not applying this all over the face, as in we're not going in the hairline, either at the forehead or around the ears, and I'm not going to take it under the chin. We're going to start in the middle of the face and just blend it out, sort of wisp it out. We just want to get a little bit of light coverage without going too far into the hairline, because then it comes a full face makeup, and that's not the look we're going for. It's almost that no makeup look today. Taking it, smoothing it from the nose going outwards. Don't forget the nose itself. Up into the forehead area. Down just round the lips. And that's all you need. Wind it down. Pop on the lid. It's just great for your bag. Blending it in, you can use a makeup sponge, you can use your fingers, or you can use a makeup brush. I'm just going to use a brush. And we're just stippling that product around the cheek and the chin, around the corners of the nose, and we're blending it out. We've got other products to go on there, but it's a very, very natural coverage. It really gives a hydrated glow. And if you do get a good shade for your skin, it blends perfectly. The website's got all the shades, and what's great with the website, they show arms of different skin tones with these colours on. So it's quite easy to look and go, that's nearest my skin tone, and to pick the colour that you feel is right for you. That's not only really easy and really quick to do, it's a very natural look. And that's a great way when you're starting to get back into makeup. What you want is just something that feels natural. You don't want to go from little makeup or no makeup into this full cake makeup. It just doesn't feel like you. We don't want that at all. Next, looking at concealer or cover stick, and this is a really clever little jar. This, again, the Pixie range, is the Corrector Concentrate. This comes in 2 different shades. You have the peach one, which I've got here, it's like a nude peach, and you've also got an apricot shade. The peach is fantastic if in doubt because it almost blends into any skin tone. And what this does, it's brilliant for tired eyes, uneven skin tone. It's a cover stick, it's a corrector. It does so much in one little jar. You've got options again for the application. You can use your finger with this. You can dab it on with your finger and dab it on. I'm going to use a concealer brush simply because I think it's easier, but it doesn't mean to say you can't use your finger, whatever you find easier for you. So we're taking a little bit onto the brush, and I'll do one eye first so you can actually see. We're not taking too much underneath the eye, as in under the eye socket line. All I want to do is take it into that darker area. It's going to lift the eye out. We also want to take it, I've got some discoloration at the corner of the eye, and also lift the eye, taking it up on the outer corners. Okay, dabbing that on there. We are going to blend it in with our fingers. And I'm also going to put some dots on the eyelid. So I've got that sunken area underneath my eye. I've got the outer corner of the eye, and I've got the actual eyelid. Now I'm going to use my finger to blend it in. I'm tapping. When you're tapping in, you're not pulling it and trying to wipe it across the skin. Just very gently tap, because what happens is the warmth of your fingers helps to really blend it into the skin. And you don't want to be pulling it because you're pulling your skin. And that's just going to enhance more lines and wrinkles. You can smooth it more over the brow bone. Comparing the 2 eyes here, this one should look brighter, more open. This product's fantastic, as I say, for tired eyes. It's not only great as a cover stick for blemishes, it's also a great colour corrector, and it will even out that uneven skin tone. So let me do the other eye and I'll just get them matching. That's around the eye area. We can also use this for blemishes on the face. So if there's any areas where you've got this slight discoloration or pigmentation or marks you want to cover, that's where you can use this again. So I've got a little bit of the dark pigmentation on the forehead up there. I always tend to get darker patches just underneath my mouth around there. Just brighten that up, and the same on that side. So what we should have now is just a nice even canvas to work on. But what's key is that it looks natural and it also feels natural. We don't want to feel caked, and that's why I love these products, because they're rich, they're creamy, they're hydrating, but they're also sheer on the skin. Moving on to the contouring or the bronze. Yeah, I'm carrying on. This is on the Glow Bronze, again by Pixie. They do 4 different shades. This one's called Rich Glow, and it's a really lovely sort of sun-kissed look for the face. Same application method, and that's why I like this. Again, you can wind up. Because of the design and the shape of this, it's really easy to know where to place it on the skin. Let me show you. I want to do here is to create 2 things. One, a nice sort of bronzed look to the skin, but also an element of contour. We're going to mix those 2 things in one. If we see our cheekbone here and we go underneath our cheekbone, so that enables me to push up there, that is too low. If we're putting anything underneath the cheekbone there, you're making the face look hollow, you're bringing the face down, and it's actually quite aging. It's unflattering. So we're taking the cheekbone, you're finding out where your bone is, but you just want to go. So if my finger's right on my bone, I almost want to go where the finger is and then just sort of slightly down. So I'm taking it on the cheekbone and I'm going to come just slightly down. If you see it's angled downwards, we're not doing a horizontal line, we're slightly angling it down. But also, we don't want to be going too far in the face because it brings the face in, and again, it's quite aging and unflattering. So as we're coming in, look at sort of the outside of your eye and don't go any further in than that. And if I look forward already, you should be able to see that even though I've not yet blended it, I've got an element of contour at that side of the face. I want to put the other side on at the same time. The reason being, I want to see them and make them match. So don't sort of apply to one side, blend it in, and then do the other side. Get them both together. Okay. So once I've got my cheeks there, so they look pretty even to me, I'm just going to apply a little bit around the top of my forehead. This is just to give an element of contouring around the face. Again, because of the consistency of these products, you can use a sponge or your fingers to blend them in, or I've simply got the same soft brush. So I'm not taking it upwards, and I'm going to stipple that in What I want to do is blend it rather than move it. I'm just softening the edges. Going both sides. And then that top area. That, at this stage, is all you need. It's a lovely, fresh, natural, sun-kissed glow. Again, you look healthy. When it comes to blushes, I think Pixie really excel at their colour range. I've just got 3 of them here. They do have 7 in their range. This one is called Cheek Tone. I love this because it adapts to the pH of your skin. So you don't have to think about what colour should I choose. That one turns the right colour to match your skin. I will show you. This one's called Cassis. It's a beautiful, rich, deep colour. I don't use this on my cheeks. I use it on my lips as well, but I'll show you that later. This one I've got here is called Mauve. This is a bit more of a peachy colour. I'm not going to use that today. It's just to show you, you've got options and ranges. And again, when you look at the Pixie range, they show you the 7 colours on the website, so you can find the one that you think is right for you. These are skincare infused tinted creams with this buildable colour, and they're just gorgeous to use on the skin. And it's that same application method as the base and the bronze. So we're winding this up. Now this one's the one that's called Cheek Tone, and it adapts to the pH of your skin. If you really want the simplest option, get the Cheek Tone because it works. I've got that same application size at the end, which makes it so easy, okay? Using that horizontal, now we're going on the cheekbone, and you're just going to take a line on the cheekbone on top. Now that should be a very subtle pink. But what happens is it starts to develop and react with the pH of my skin. It adapts and gives the most perfect colour to match my complexion. It's just really, really clever. I'm going to come back to that just to show you the option here, the Cassis ones, which I do love. Same system again. So let me show you this one. Because it's a stronger colour, I'm going from the outer edge. This is just on my cheekbone. So you can see there where it goes. Much, much stronger colour. I'm taking my same brush, I'll do the lighter side first, where it's stippling that colour on the cheekbone. What you don't want to be doing is just leaving that sort of, on the apples I think they used to say, that sort of blob on the cheek there. It's old fashioned, it will age you, it will age your face, it doesn't look natural at all. What we just want is that lovely healthy glow. So stipple that over, taking it around the outer corners of your face, your eyes, and it just gives you a lovely, lovely lift. Stronger colour here, this is the Cassis, but I'm going to do the same thing again. In fact, let me show you here how you can use your fingers. And if I just tap that in, going round towards my hairline, so if you are somebody that likes a little bit more blush, this works really nicely. Just see that, just gives a little bit more colour. Yeah, cheek tone, Cassis. So your skin now should be glowing beautifully like you just had a gorgeous summer holiday. I'm going to apply a little tiny bit of powder. This is just to set it really as well. This is a wonder skin. Okay, it's just a great powder. It's a compact powder, but it's a very light powder, and I like that because it's not the loose powder that sort of can go in your clothes and go everywhere. It's a compact powder, but when you apply it with a large powder brush, you don't need too much on. And we stipple that on very gently. It does 2 things. It will remove a little bit of the shine if you've got shine, but it also sets the foundation, sets the bronzer, sets the blusher, and therefore it lasts longer. And this is what keeps your makeup in place all day. And the reason I love this as a powder is it doesn't look like powder. Again, it's not going to set in those fine lines. It's very natural, very neutral. So we've got our base there, we can move on to the eyes. Now, remember we've already put that neutralising base over the eyes, so we're not going to go too complicated with the eyes because I want to keep this as easy as possible. But what we really want to try and get is an element of contour. We need to get an element of light and dark to get some depth and to get some shape around the eyes. The corrector concentrate should have given a nice neutral base. So I'm going to go straight in and just apply a little bit of eyeliner. Now, this is probably the area, if you're not used to, that you need to maybe practice the most. But if you can get eyeliner right, it really does make a big difference. The one I've got here is just a Max Factor, and it's just a brown eyeliner. Avoid black if you can, because black is very, very dating. So I'm not saying you can't use black. I'm not saying never use black. What I'm saying is it really is something to be used at the right time in the right way. So stick to something like a nice brown, and let's just get the hang of it first. Taking the outer corner of the eye, I'm going to literally just tickle the eyelashes at the base. Now, the reason I'm putting this on before anything else is I'm going to smudge it. You should be able to see a little bit of difference there already. Underneath the eye, I'm not pulling the eye. Don't go pulling the eye because you're stretching the skin. We don't want to do that. It's more of a support really around the eye. It's the base of the lashes. It's not the waterline. And I'm not going hard. Take your time and just tickle where the lashes meet the skin. So you should be able to see there. And it actually already makes the eyes look bigger. It's amazing the difference. I'll do one eye first and then you can see the difference between one eye and the other eye. We're now going to go back to the On The Glow bronze, and this is another reason why I think this range is great, because it's multi-purpose. You can use the same thing for different things. So this brush here is an angled brush. It's a soft angled brush. I'm taking the product and first of all looking straight into the mirror, I'm going to hit the brow bone. Hit the brow bone, touch the brow bone, don't go hitting your brow bone. I'm going to apply to that brow bone. We're not going in the socket. If you apply dark into the socket, you're pushing the eye back, you're making your eyes look smaller. Again, it's aging, which is what we don't want. Using the brush that's angled with the longer end down, we sweep. If I can do that so you can see backwards and forwards along that line. The consistency of this product almost means that you cannot get this wrong. It just glides, and when it touches the skin, it has an element of warmth on the skin as well. It really is so super smooth. If you want, you can use your fingers, but it's a very subtle colour. I'm next taking a smaller brush. This is more of an eyeliner brush. And using that same product, I'm using that to smudge the eyeliner that we've just put at the outer corner, also on the bottom. So what we should see there is a very subtle, very natural, almost this no makeup look, but it makes your eyes look a little bit more defined, it makes your eyes look bigger, a little bit more awake and just fresher. Let me just do the other eye very quickly, and at least we're matching up at the same level. Very easy. There's a little bit of skill to it, but that just takes practice. Have fun and practice and enjoy it. I'm going to move on to the eyebrows next. If you've been watching me a while, I've had some nightmares with my brows. So we're not there yet, but let's just say I'm on the homeward stretch. I had my brows microbladed years ago. Tattoo was too dark. I looked a bit ridiculous. I'm in the process now of having the tattoo removed by laser, which is painful and a long time-consuming process. Anyway, we're not there yet, but I'm very much on the homeward stretch. I've got two different products to show you when it comes to eyebrows. One is the L'Oreal Laminator Brow Pen. This is like a two-pronged, it's almost like a marker pen. It's like an ink that goes on. I personally love this, but it's not as easy as using a pencil. This is a MAC fine pencil, which is great because it's the thinnest pencil I found, but it's just not as strong. Let me do this one first and you can see what that looks like. We want to draw fine hair-like strokes. Don't be tempted to colour in. I'll show you now the laminator pen. If you can see, it's almost like I'm tickling my brows. The pencil is easier to use, certainly, but personally, I think the laminator pen gives a better effect. I will put links to everything I'm using, but you need to do something to the eyebrows. If your eyebrows are light, they're fine, they're thin, it frames the eyes. It really does make a huge difference. Moving on now, we're going to do some mascara. The mascara I've got, this is just an e.l.f. mascara. I like the e.l.f. one. It's got a curved wand in it, which is great for picking up the lashes. It's a brown mascara, by the way. Avoid black mascara if you can, because a lot of people think using black mascara is going to make their eyes look bigger and the eyelashes longer and thicker. But what it can do is actually make your eyes look smaller, because it can draw the eyes in, and if it clumps, it just looks really messy and untidy. Using the curve, we're grasping the base of the lash and pulling up. Give a little wiggle. So we're getting that base, we're wiggling and we're pulling up. Once you've used the full wand to get all the lashes. Use the tip to go in and get those outer lashes to pull them out. On the base, grasp the base, wiggle and pull up. You get to the outer edge, just use the tip to separate. I'm not putting the applicator back into the mascara, turning the curve so it's like a smiley curve. That will just grab the bottom lashes, give a little wiggle. What we're doing is just separating them and giving them a little bit of colour without being too much. Okay, moving on to lips. Lips is where you can be really, really clever because lips changes the whole look of your makeup. If you have a very light neutral lipstick, your makeup will look very light and neutral. Whereas if you just change your lipstick and go for a stronger, darker, deeper lipstick, your makeup just looks stronger, darker and deeper. It makes you look more made up. Let me show you. So I'm going to use these two products again. Remember, this is Cheek Tone on the blush and it's Cassis on the blush. And these also are double use because you can also use them as lipstick, which is again, is just pretty genius. Let me start off with the Cheek Tone, a very light natural, and I'm applying it straight from the applicator. So there we have a very light, very natural makeup. It feels lovely, it feels nourishing, it's moisturising. I just feel like I've got moisturiser on, to be honest. Nothing feels cakey or heavy. It doesn't settle in the fine lines. There's no powder on there that feels cakey. It doesn't feel heavy, and it's very light and natural. If for whatever reason I want to feel a little bit more made up, all I need to do is change my lipstick. Let me show you what I mean. Take off the Cheek Tone, let's apply Cassis, and let's have a look at the difference. Applying straight from the applicator, same process. And look, a stronger lipstick changes the makeup. It just makes you feel a little bit more made up. So once you have the basis of your makeup, all you need to do is look at changing lipstick and that can give you a whole new look. And there you have it, a very simple, very easy, very natural makeup. Let me know in the comments, what is your biggest makeup nightmare? What is it that you find the most difficult with your makeup? And I will look at making a video especially for you. I do hope you found this useful. The key is have fun, have a go and practice. It's never going to be the first time, but when you've had 2 or 3 goes, I promise you, this makeup is not only very easy, very simple, it's also very quick to do. Once you've mastered it, you're flying. Don't go yet. One last thing, if you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, you know where I'm going. Please subscribe, like, and do share the video because it means the world to me and it's a massive help to the channel. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for all your support. Take care and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.